This is Sue Jackson of the Book by Book blog, and I'm here today with my Friday reads. As you can see, I'm recording someplace else this week in my house because my son's Christmas presents are still piled up in front of the bookcase I usually record in. So I am crammed into a little alcove here at the very top of our stairs. Hopefully the camera won't fall over. And as you can see, this is an overloaded bookcase. This is our keeper's bookcase, the one where we keep our absolute favorite books that we want to hang on to, don't want to donate. And yeah, let me give you a little glimpse. Oh yeah, as you can see, it's out of control. So obviously, the solution to this problem is that we need a bigger bookcase. So first week of the new year, I started with one of my Christmas gifts. My son and his girlfriend gave me this, Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Wynn. This is my first Celeste Wynn. So what I did this year, my family always asks for a list, and because they say I read too much and they don't know what I've read, I normally give them a specific list. But this year, what I decided to do instead was I made a list of authors I've never read that I really want to try, that I've heard other people on BookTube and elsewhere saying great things about. And Celeste was one of those. So yeah, so she was on my list of authors I've never read. And my son and his girlfriend picked up this one. I think it's her latest. And I'm loving it so far. I'm about a third of the way through. At first, I have to admit that the first couple of chapters, I thought, oh, wow, this is going to be really dark. But I'm getting into the story now, and I love the main character. So this is set in a dystopian near future, which is, I think, why I had that reaction. You know, any kind of very realistic dystopian, you know, that feeling that we could go in this direction so easily is just terrifying in a very real way. So the situation in this world that Celeste has created is that there was something called the crisis. And I haven't gotten far enough yet to find out exactly what that was. But whatever it was, the U.S. has adopted a law called PACT, P-A-C-T, the Preserving American Culture and Traditions Act. I think it sounds creepy even just hearing the title of it. Anyone of Pacific or Asian origin is labeled a PAO, a POW, and is discriminated against. I mean, the law doesn't say that, but that's the effect of it. There's a touch of McCarthyism here, more than a touch, with the law and the enforcement of the law encouraging people to watch their neighbors and report anything. All of a sudden, anything Asian, any Asian American people, any Asian American traditions or culture are suspect. So the main character here is a little boy named Bird. He is 12 when the story starts. Bird is the name that his mom called him, but his real name is Noah, and that's what his dad calls him. Bird's mother left several years ago, and Bird doesn't really understand why. Although, as the story goes on, by about the quarter to third waypoint, he's starting to understand. His mother was Asian American, I think of Chinese descent, and so Bird is part Asian American, but his father is white. And so his father is trying desperately to protect Bird from what's going on. He's constantly coaching him, you know, don't get involved, don't say anything, keep to yourself. And so Bird is very isolated. He misses his mother. He doesn't understand what happened. And one day he gets a mysterious letter in the mail. He recognizes his mother's handwriting. He knows it's from her, and it's addressed to Bird, and she's the only one that calls him that. And inside is simply a single sheet of paper covered with drawings of cats. And this is kind of like tickling a little memory in Bird's mind, but he doesn't quite remember why or what the significance is. So he starts investigating and learning more about what's going on in the world. So as readers, we're learning more about what's happening, in part by what Bird sees, and in part by what he is discovering as he is trying to figure out where his mom is, what happened to her, why she left. It is already, it's a heartbreaking story. It is terrifying. The way the government has couched this extreme discrimination in terms of being patriotic and being an American is just truly frightening, because, there are factions in the U.S. now that do that. And it's a scary dystopian world, but I'm getting into more the heart of the story now. Bird is a wonderful main character, and I'm really rooting for him for things to work out for him. Really enjoying Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Wynn. Can't wait to see what happens next. On audio, it just occurred to me that my book group meets in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now. This happens to me every January. And that I didn't have the book yet. And it turns out to be an incredibly popular book, and that is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I have been dying to read this book, so I was really excited when my group chose it. I haven't been to the last few meetings because of my health. I'm feeling better now, and I was thrilled to hear they had chosen this. The problem is, it is still a very popular book. I went on the library's website, on the app, on the Libby app. I requested the print version, the large print version, the ebook version, and the audio version. But every single one of them said there was a months-long wait. So, and I've got so many new books from Christmas. I really didn't want to buy anything new. And then I remembered I had a free audiobook credit from Libro FM. If you haven't checked out the Libro FM website yet, I will leave a link down below. It's wonderful. It's a way to buy audiobooks while supporting local independent bookstores. You can choose which bookstore, very much like Bookshop. You can choose which bookstore you want to support, or your donation just goes into a general pot. You're not paying extra for the books. The cut for the indies just comes out of the general profit from Libro FM. So anyway, great website. Check it out. And at the end of the year, they gave me credit for a free audiobook. So I downloaded it yesterday. I have not started listening to it yet. It's not even on my iPod yet. I know very little about it, except what I've heard. So if you haven't heard about it, this is the one-sentence synopsis. A book revolving around a mischievous giant Pacific octopus in a small-town aquarium, attended by a lovely old lady who cleans the aquarium. The two unlikely friends navigate their individual isolated lives as both deal with heartbreak and other tensions that everyone is familiar with. This just sounds great to me. I have heard other people on BookTube and elsewhere just say they loved this book, so I'm really excited to start listening to it today. I've been trying to catch up on my podcasts in this sort of holiday time in between audiobooks, but I'm excited to jump back into audio and listen to this. So that's what I'm reading this weekend. Let me know what you're reading. I would love to hear about it. I love to talk about books. Let me know in the comments down below, and take a moment to like and subscribe to my channel.